Kannada.
Yes, sorry, I'm calling from a friend's phone.
I'm calling you. I'm calling.
No, I already called you. It's fine. So no, I was just getting ready for the show. So I just wanted to know if it was okay if I did jokes about you guys. No, I need your permission. Don't sue me later then. Say I didn't ask you.
Ease your conscience. Ease your conscience.
Give me some tips before I go on stage tomorrow. Like what kind of stuff should I keep in mind?
Talk slow. Don't go too fast.
Talk slow, talk slow. I'll remember that. Talk slow, talk too fast.
Remember, take your time.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago you were wearing 2 pairs of glasses on your head and looking for glasses?
I was looking for my glasses when I had 2 on my head already.
Ah, okay. Did you find the third one? Were you wearing all pairs of glasses at the same time?
I didn't have a third one. इसको पहन के फिर ढूंढ रही होती है और
We just now read a joke on WhatsApp on which about ladies, and there's a lady beggar who's asking that please give me 1 rupee from the passerby.
What do you do with 1 rupee? You haven't eaten for 3 days. What do you do with 1 rupee? You are a little, take my weight. I haven't eaten for 3 days. How much have I lost?
Chalo guys, I gotta go now. I gotta go.
All the best.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks, Pa.
keep it real.
Keep it real, yes. Alright. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Kanan Gill! Good evening. Hi. Oh my God, thank you so much for coming out. This is amazing. Welcome to the Royal Opera House. Established in 1912. Did you know? Yeah. Same year the Titanic sank. Coincidence? Yes. Some of these are just facts before we start the show. Also, Naveen mentioned cameras here. I don't worry about the cameras. But I do want to point out one interesting fact I learned about one camera. That camera right back there, it's called Nitin. I don't know why. The guy who's operating, his name is Nitin. Nitin is waving. Nitin's camera, that is a red Stormtrooper, and it was used to shoot 2 Michael Bay movies. Yeah. This camera it's seen 2 Transformer movies and 0 acting. Isn't that insane? Very well equipped for tonight's show. I am also come with 0 acting. Ready to do it. Well, I'm glad you guys have come out. Let's start the show. I hope you're having a good day also, because I'm having a slightly weird day. Because earlier today, my dad called me to tell me that he has sent me a WhatsApp. He's like, "Hi Kanan, I have sent you a photo. Please look at the photo and call me back. Regards, Colonel Charanjit." And this would have been fine, but the photo that he sent me is of my mother, who is holding an iPad, on which is the actual photo that they wanted to send. Mom and Dad looking at photos on the iPad. Oh, hilarious. Oh, we should send this to Kanan. Well, all right, go stand over there. By the way, these are 2 devices that can take pictures on their own, being used to cancel each other out. It's like taking paint to make a painting of paint. We've come full circle. Now, when this shit happens, you shouldn't say anything. But I made a mistake. I was like, oh, you could have taken a screenshot. Bad idea. Because what is the next question? Acha, how do you take a screenshot? Now, you can't be impatient with your parents. If you go like, they're like, we used to clean your potty. Remember that? I will explain. So I told my mom, you want to take a screenshot of the iPad? It's simple. You press the home button and the lock button at the same time. It takes a screenshot. My mom is also proud. She won't say she doesn't understand right away. She'll say yeah and then bring it back. Like it's a new thing in the conversation. I was like, home button, lock button. She's like, yeah, obviously. I have an MA. 5 minutes later, she's like, Acha Kanan, this home button is which button? Like my common mistake. There is only one button on the iPad. And it is that one. She's like, yeah, obviously. 5 minutes later, she's like, but I'm pressing this home button but the screen is going off. It's like, okay, my mistake. There are 2 buttons on the iPad. You press them at the same time, it takes a screenshot. Then she asked something amazing. At the same time? How does it know? I'm like, I don't know how to answer what you've just asked. I don't think people working at Apple are like, do we know how the iPad knows? No, we should have faith. Okay, ma, please. The iPad knows. It's a device that works on buttons. It knows when you press them, please. She's like, yeah, obviously. 5 minutes later, she's like, Acha, Kanal, I'm pressing this home button, but the volume is going down. I'm like, okay, there are many buttons on the iPad. You know how they took the screenshot in the end? My mom is holding one end of the iPad, my dad is holding the other end. They go, okay, 1, 2, 3, screenshot. Perfect. I have a bad throat also, and I was talking to my mom and I went, and that's the biggest mistake. She's like, oh. Oh. It's only Indian mothers are like, health problems? Sarcasm. I don't know why. Oh, drink more cool drinks. I'm like, first of all, cool drinks? That's what you think? It's not 11 beers I had this morning? Because if your throat is bad, your mom is like, oh, if your throat is bad, it's simple. Just take some haldi. Take some haldi, you rub it. It doesn't matter where, you just rub it. Anywhere you feel like. You call some friend, come in, just rub some haldi on them. Just blow it into the area. My mom is a little big on home remedies. This is the best one she's given me. My house is full of mosquitoes. She's like, super easy. Just take 1 nimbu, cut it in half, then put long inside the nimbu, obviously, and then leave it outside your house. So when mosquitoes come to your house, they're like, oh, this guy's insane, and they just leave. Like, if this is outside his house, what is inside his house? Inside, I'm on a chair with an open robe and chest hair, like, oh, Master, you have come. Ruh Afza, what can I get you? Now, anytime it gets too much, I tell them to talk to my sister. Yeah. I have an older sister who studied, so I didn't have to. Which is how it works. Now, because most Indian families have 1 extra child. And you know who you are. Don't pretend. Every family has 1 child that they like, but 1 more. In case of emergencies. Let's do a little test here. Who are the first kids in the audience? First children, make some noise. All right. Couple of you, all right. Everyone else, look at these people. Look at the lines in their face, and the white in their hair, hopelessness in their eyes, because of all the pressure that's been put on them. Because the first child is the project. They have their first kid, they're like, oh my God, I will make you the best kid. You will study medicine, engineering, Indian classical, Western classical, Kathak, horse riding. You will play Casio keyboard with 1 finger when guests come. Ting, 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 learn a new song. First kids are always like, people come to the house, dance for uncle, dance for uncle. Okay. Why does uncle want to see me dancing? Shut up, don't ask questions. Dance for uncle, dance for uncle. Then, people have 1 more kid. And they tell the second kid, you do whatever you want. See, we tried this pressure thing. It doesn't work. Your sister is crazy. Your sister's in the back with a textbook in her mouth going, okay, beta, okay. No biting, yeah, we discussed. Yeah, no biting. Follow your dreams. Some people have only 1 kid though. Who are the only children in the audience? Anyone? There's a few of you. Well, if you're an only child, it's because your parents had you and then realized that they don't like children. Can you give it back? No? Alright, do arts, just whatever. Here, take some haldi, take some. Keep you in good health. I was the second kid, so engineering. Medicine, engineering, order of kids. Medicine and engineering were the popular professions while I was growing up, and I know how we got through engineering. I just really hope medicine is not done in the same way. Final year, computer science, practicals. My friend asked me, "Psst, Kanan, how do you print?" How did you get to 4th year? Just hope that's not happening in medical colleges. Like, yo, what is this? It's a kidney. Oh, there are 2. Wow, it's very thoughtful. Engineering college was all right because we had placement. Companies used to come and give you jobs, take you to their companies. Fine. It's like the arranged marriage of college. It was amazing. First, you got to go to the hostel, take someone's blazer, one black shoe, one brown shoe, and you kind of stumble in. You know how they show in Saas Bahu serials, they take that tea of tray tea, you take your resume like that. Hello, sir. I love you. It's always been my passion to earn money. And they make you prepare for interviews. What is your biggest weakness? Oh, I work too hard, obviously. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Sir, here only. Why? Why would I leave? At this spot, I will stand. Why should we hire you? You should know. But they always ask you one question that comes out of nowhere. Like, I studied as much as I could for my exam. Then I sat down, they were like, "Oh, Kanan, looking at your resume, very impressive. Some haldi here, weird. Alright, good marks." So, Kanan, our first question to you is, what do you like to do in your free time? Because that's the moment you realize you don't do anything in your free time. So you have to make up some cool activity on the spot. "Sir, I'm mountain climbing." "Sir, I primarily climb mountains and play piano and help black and white children." Sir, as you can see from my cover photo on Facebook. Because you can't tell them what you actually do in your free time. Actually, sir, when Saturday comes, I lie on my bed, I put a laptop on my chest, I open it like this. I load an entire season of something I don't even want to see. I keep chips here and I ply my face with chips, watching episode after episode of some garbage. And if the battery dies and I can't reach the charger, I will just lie there, covered in chips, until I wake up on Monday, dust off the chips, and then lie on Facebook about my amazing weekend. I did computer science and now I must fix computers. I don't know why. That's a logical conclusion. My mom was like, "Someone's trying to hack my email." I'm like, no. Who wants gulab jamun recipes and baby pictures of me? I'm not sure. She's like, "The government." I'm like, probably not. But I make a lot of fun of my parents for being bad with technology. I shouldn't, because I don't even know how to drive. It's true. Last year, at 27, I had to go to driving school, which is like regular school, except people teaching you, also not educated. Driving instructor just burp dal in your face, which is supposed to teach you, "Oh, that dal smell, oh wow, oh after No, I went to a particularly hardcore driving school, because we had a mock test for a learner's license. I'll tell you some of the questions. Question 1. If a policeman stops you, how should you feel? Multiple choice. A, proud, B, humiliated, or C, to correct behavior in future. How should you feel to correct behavior? There is a feeling that starts with to. Kanan, how do you feel, sir? I am feeling to correct behavior in future. I too am feeling in future behavior correct. Future feeling in behavior to, I won't drive. I'm sorry. This is only question 1. It gets way better. Because question 2, I swear, is there is a cow. Not if there is. There is. There was one when we wrote this question. Still there. Same cow. There is a cow. How do you cross? Full question. At no point does it mention where you are or where the cow is. It's just there is a cow. How do you? You are in your office. From your window you see. And there is a cow. At night you are sleeping in your bed. You feel some movement next to you when suddenly, there is a cow. How do you cross? If I had to come up with a tagline for India, that would be it. You are on one side of the road, on the other side is progress. But in the middle, there is a cow. How do you cross? Also multiple choice, by the way. Front of cow, behind the cow, U-turn. I wrote option D, worship cow, escape. People tell me all the time, like, Karan, don't make fun of cow. Cow gives milk. I don't think so. I think we take milk. Slightly more accurate. When a cow showed up to your house, hi. Nandini, yeah. I just checked your fridge and you are out of milk. So can I put here, help you? A little bit. I put some haldi in it. Good for your throat. One of my friends actually hit a cow with his bike and then had to run for his own life. Because killing a cow in India is super illegal in most places. However, I don't know if you know, eating beef is not illegal. Yeah, killing a cow illegal, eating beef not illegal. So if you want to legally eat beef, you have to somehow convince a cow to kill itself. Which is easier said than done. How do you do this? Well, first make sure there is a cow. Do not cross. Gingerly approach cow. Say negative existential shit to cow. Hey man. You think people are just using you? You know these guys only want one thing, right? Dairy products. Anyway, bye. The reason that cow slaughter can actually be banned is that it's in the Constitution. I just found out about this. There's actually something in the Constitution called the Directive Principles of State Policy, which is things, it has things that the government should keep in mind while framing new laws, and also recipes for gulab jamun. Taken from Kanan's mom. Oh my God, she was right! The Directive Principles are stuff that the state is supposed to keep in mind while framing new laws, but we've been kind of selective about which ones we've kind of implemented. Because the people who wrote the Directive Principles came back now, they'd be like, hey, government, how are you doing on the Directive Principles? Fucking great, dude. Well, all right, have you uplifted scheduled castes and scheduled tribes so they don't need reservation anymore? Pass. Well, have you solved social inequality? People aren't so poor anymore? Well, we have actually changed the definition of poverty, so we got it there. Okay, well, what have you done? Dude, someone kills a cow, we'll fuck them. Priorities. Now, one of the Directive Principles actually states that the state shall endeavor to provide agriculture, animal husbandry, and also stop cow slaughter. And that cow slaughter part seems to come from nowhere. So the only way that makes sense to me is that when they were writing it, there was a cow in the meeting. Now, obviously, everybody's very tired at this point. They just wrote a constitution. They were like, guys, we got agriculture, animal husbandry. Any ideas? Anyone? Hi. Nandini? From the previous joke? How about you stop cow slaughter also? Yeah, fine, Nandini, whatever. There are some animals, though, who are not okay with killing anywhere. Like, there's this thing called the Yulin Dog Festival, which happens in China. Yeah, which everybody was super mad about it for 1 week, 2 years ago. Never again after that. Still happens every year, but thanks. What they do in the Yulin Dog Festival is they eat dogs, and everybody's outraged. Like, how can you eat dogs? But we eat everything else. So how does it make sense? Well, I figured it out, audience. Thanks for asking. You only feel bad when you kill animals that can do shake hands. This is the rule. Animal comes and introduces himself. You're like, I can't kill you now. You're an acquaintance. If you want to stop animal slaughter, just teach other animals how to do shake hands. Like, hey, did you kill that chicken? Actually, his name is Rakesh. and I have invited him for dinner. Rakesh is like, hi, nice to meet you. Hi. Lovely place you have here, oh my God. No, the only reason I know any of that law stuff is because my girlfriend is a lawyer and she tells me. Thanks. She also tells me that she loves me. She also tells me that I love her. Interesting. Now, before I met my girlfriend, I didn't even know what love was. And I still don't. But I'm beginning to get it slightly. Because I feel like every relationship is like a delicately balanced game of Jenga. And the longer you've been dating, the higher that pile is. But when you fight, you start pulling stuff out. That's a dangerous game, because when a fight starts, it's always about what has just happened. Like, hey, how could you just say that? Well, because 2 weeks ago, remember this statement? Oh, we're playing the remembering game. 6 months ago, in front of your friends, well, yeah, how about 8 years ago, 16 years ago, before you were born? And when you run out of logic, you're like, you know what? Fuck you. Because fights start with logic and reason, but end with fuck you. That's what's left. When my friends fight with me, that's always step one. They're like, Karan, we have a problem with you. And I'm like, hey, fuck you then. Why don't you fuck you right there? But when I'm fighting my girlfriend, it's different. Because she's saying stuff to me, she's mad at me, and I feel that fuck you coming from deep inside, like acidity, burning. She's saying stuff, I'm like, you wait. You wait for this fuck you. And she's like, rises slowly in my throat. She's saying stuff. And it comes still here, but then sorry comes out. Which is weird. No, I mean fuck you. I mean fuck you. But I am saying sorry. Because that's what love is. It's a series of sorries that mean fuck you. Then you die. She tells me all the time. She's like, Karan, why can't you just tell me what you think? Because then you would leave me. You have no idea. Let's just keep it that way. When you start getting in a relationship, that's the worry. Don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. But real love is where will you go? Come back here. You date for long enough, you become codependent. You go from two separate interesting people and you become one boring person. Because your personalities cancel out. Loves to travel plus hates to travel equals travels sometimes angrily. I love Morocco. Thanks for bringing me. It's true, we have different interests, and I respect that. She loves traveling, I hate it. I love metal, grew up listening to metal. She won't listen. 2 years, I've been trying to show her one metal documentary. It's 55 minutes long. She won't fucking watch it. Trying to set up situations like, hey, I want to watch it. She's like, oh, I'm sleepy. Some bullshit. So we've decided we need to take an interest in each other's things, and the way we do that is if one person is to make the other person do something they don't want, it must be a trap. I'll give you an example of a really good trap. One day she was like, you want to come to my friend's wedding in a month? I was like, of course, why not? No, radio silence on that for 1 month. The day before the wedding, she was like, hey, by the way, it's in Nepal. Well played. It's not like we don't do anything together. We recently went out for something called handwriting analysis. Like I looked at my handwriting, he's like, oh, sir, you are very gullible. I was like, how do you know that? It was because you came here. You learn stuff also when you're in a relationship. Like I learned I had blackheads. Didn't even know what blackheads were, but now I know they exist, I have them. If you don't know what blackheads are, they're small black things on your nose that only women can see. And depending on how much they like you, they'll put you in a headlock and remove them. This is basically an act of marking territory. Some other girl sees you in a bar, like, hey, what a cute guy. Oh shit, smooth nose. This guy's in a relationship. I've been fighting with her too much, I think. You realize you're fighting with someone too much when you start getting auto-corrected to caps lock. Like I sent her a text message, why did you? Did you mean, why did you? Really important not to fuck up on text message. Because our whole personalities have to be expressed through text now. It's important. Typos have huge consequences. Have you ever sent someone ha 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 gaga? Ha 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 jahaj hag haj hagaj. Then you have to be like, wow, I just misspelled laughing. I need to start a new life. I was not good with girls at all though when I was in school because I used to be a fat kid with low self-esteem. I only got into one fight and it was a weird one because I got called to the fight by saying, hey, maa ka doodh piya hai to bahar aa. Very filmy. Maa ka doodh piya hai to bahar aa. It's like first of all, we're already outside, so. And secondly, maa ka doodh piya, yes of course, but the real question is, how recently? Kind of changes the dynamics of the fight. What are you fighting with someone, maa ka doodh piya? Yes, of course, and just this morning, in fact. Tune piya, you should try it, it's great. It's like, no thanks, I don't want to fight with you. I also did some really dumb shit when I was in school. I was in 6th, I remember the September 11th attacks happened. Everybody was like 9/11, you heard about 9/11? And September 11th is 11/9. So I thought 9/11 must mean something else. So I thought it was a fraction. No, like on a scale of terrorist attacks, with 0 being the lowest and 11 the highest, this got 9. Well, that's pretty harsh. I feel like they tried. 10/11. Mera nahi, tera nahi, 10/11. Same year, July 7th attacks in London. There were like 7/7 attacks. I was like, good full marks. Well, but for me, this is a 4/7 at best. But then later in India, we had 26/11. I was like, this is much worse. There's a remainder. You guys can probably guess why I wasn't very popular. Wasn't just me though. I was part of a whole group of unpopularity. Like I was short and fat, one guy was like tall and skinny, one guy had like no eye or 3 eyes, something was weird with his eyes. One guy was attractive though, but every day we told him he was ugly. So he wouldn't leave the group. Every morning we're like, you know you're ugly, right? I was just checking with you. Give you an example, all of us had the same middle parting. Together we looked like eagles in a sunset. We had dreams though. One day in 8th standard, one of my friends, that eye guy, came up to me and was like, guys, I've got condoms for all of us. We were like, why? For protection. Against what? We were not having sex in school. Look, the only way we would have got laid in school is if we all fucked each other. And look, I'd be lying to you if I said we didn't seriously consider it. At some point, one of those lonely video game nights, times are tough. I was also very scared in school. I had only one fear as a child that has lasted with me till adulthood, and that is a fear of monkeys. Yeah, because when I was a kid, I was at a wedding and I saw a monkey slap a child. There was this kid eating ice cream, there was a monkey on a tree, he was like... Monkey came down, took the ice cream, slapped the kid, and then just walked away. Two of the worst things that can happen to a kid were introduced to him conceptually by a monkey. They're fucking terrible. My mom told me how to get rid of monkeys. She was like, don't try it on your own. Monkeys are not scared of kids. Monkeys are scared of men. My dad used to come home in the evening and be like, hey, monkey! Hot! The monkeys would freak out. They'd be like, oh shit, he's back. Always remember that. Fast forward. One day when I was 16. Now 16 is a tough age for boys. Because 16 is when girls become women, but boys just become larger boys. With deep voices, muscles, and the ability to damage public property. No intelligence, but full enthusiasm. 16-year-old boys just standing on the road being just hoping someone gives you some activity. This is why I love metal, because other people are also angry. Yeah, amazing. 16-year-old boys are a dangerous group of people. Going around in public, these guys showing their dicks to people. No, because they think the reason women aren't having sex with them is that they don't know. But they have one. The girl will be walking by like, oh shit! Oh, why didn't you tell me earlier? Come, they'll say it was both some content. Come. Idiots. Stupid 16-year-old boys, I'm trying to say. This is the dumbest shit I ever did in my life as a 16-year-old boy. Standing on the road. One of my friends comes to me, he's like, hey Karan, you want to do drugs? And I had never done drugs. I had no idea what drugs were also. My only understanding of drugs was from Bollywood movies, where they have this one plastic packet with 2 Disprin, some talcum powder. They're like, drugs! This is drugs! And policemen in movies are always tasting drugs. They're always opening like, heroin. Cocaine. What's this? Haldi, weird. Oh, my throat feels better. I don't know, they always know immediately what it is also. It takes me 2 minutes to figure out what Maggie flavor I'm eating. But cops say, opium, obviously. What is this one? Poison? Maybe we shouldn't taste everything. Standing on the road, he's like, you want to do drugs? He's like, of course. Go. He takes me to a chemist. And he buys muscle relaxants for menstrual cramps. Now, neither me nor that guy were having our period that day. But what happens when you eat muscle relaxants and there are no muscles to relax, you just generally become relaxed. And I can't tell you the value of this feeling to someone who's just both of us are just enjoying glowing like tumbleweeds, like, this is the best. So then we Hrithik Roshan around town for a while. This was first mistake. Second mistake, that same friend was like, hey, you want to do some more drugs? And this is a critical error. Because if you are ever high, never make new plans. Always stick with the existing plans. Because your new plans are just going to be ways of dying. Because he was like, you want to do more drugs? I was like, of course, bro. Took me to some guy's house, we went over. The guy gave me a pipe, he was like, smoke this. I was like, nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing's happening, nothing's happening. I wish someone had told me that before something happens, you have to wait. Because after taking 9,000 drags, I was like, you're wasting my time, and I gave it back to him. And then I turned my head, but the world was still here. Now reality is catching up slightly after my vision. I'm turning here. Here. And I'm freaking out. I was like, is this bad graphics? Is this not for PS4? And now we're freaking out, but we're relaxed at the same time. It's a very difficult emotion. Is this normal? Is this what drugs is? And when you freak out that much, paranoia begins to set in. And the 3 of us were the 3 different kinds of paranoid. One guy was like, my mom knows. I think my mom knows. One guy was like, the police knows? I think the police knows. And I was the worst kind of paranoid, which is everybody knows. Knows what? Something. Everybody knows. So we had to be like, no man, we can't stay here. Everybody knows. We have to leave. We have to go somewhere else. So I said, come to my house. Nobody knows there. And we went there. To calm everybody down, I was like, sit down. So I sat on the couch here. My friend sat next to me. And the third guy was standing because he's forgotten how to sit. He's like, how are you guys doing this? Just sit, man. No, there are too many muscles involved. I never realized how complicated this was until now. We're just trying to be calm, Then I heard a weird noise coming from the kitchen. I was like, did you guys hear that? They were like, I will investigate independently. Where this noise is coming from. And I went to the kitchen, and it's coming from the center of my kitchen, where is seated a child slapping, ice cream stealing monkey. Eating dal. Like raw dal. I didn't even know you could do that. Dude, I have wasted so much time cooking dal. Stealing dal. And I saw it first, and first I panicked. I was like, ah! But then I remembered my mom told me, oh, monkeys are scared of men. And at 16, I was like, what a coincidence. Guess who's a man? So I tried my dad's strategy. I was like, monkey! Hot! I guess. Monkey continued to sit there, did not even move, turned his head to me, and then raised an eyebrow. As if to say, seriously? Then I'm just standing there. Because this was my whole plan. My mom never said what to do if the monkey does not think you are a man. So then I burst into tears, thinking if the monkey becomes uncomfortable, maybe he'll leave. He's like, oh, gee. Wouldn't go, just kept sitting there. So I was like, I have to pull out the real guns. My maid. Went to the other room where she was. I was like, Didi, wahan par banda rahe. Then she went to sleep. Woke up 6 hours later. Monkey's gone, friends gone, maid gone. And I was like, oh, well, this situation got sorted. But I decided that day, never doing drugs again in my life. But I felt like I needed to apologize to my maid. So when she came the next day, I was like, Didi, sorry about yesterday, and thanks for getting rid of the monkey. And she's like, what monkey? I was like, there was a monkey, right? She was like, there was no monkey. Were you high or something? I was like, everybody knows, everybody knows. Knows what? Something. Doesn't matter what. That actually was the last time that I cried. Yeah, 11 years ago. I've only cried once since then, but that's because someone kicked me in the balls. It doesn't really count. I feel, and I want to cry, because crying is important. It's like taking a shit for your heart, right? It's a reset button for your emotions. It's important. And if you can't cry, you just fucking keep penting it up, and then one day you have an aneurysm and you die. And I don't want to go like that. So this year I was like, I'm going to cry. 2017, year of crying. So 1 week, I took out my phone. I was like, bro, this week, open Google Calendar, Friday, crying. All day event. People call me up, hey, you can do a show on Friday? No, bro, crying that day. When Friday came, I was excited because finally I get to do the thing. I kept an entire day apart. So I was like, Friday came, I was like, how do you do this? I went to my bathroom. I was like, I've seen movies, people cry in bathrooms. I took off my clothes also. It's extra sad if you're naked on your bathroom floor. Then I'm trying to think of sad stuff, but all the sad stuff I'm thinking about is just making me happy. I'm like, what if I died? Then everyone would be sad. I did this for 8 hours. And then I realized I've just been sitting naked on my floor thinking about my death for 8 hours and feeling happy. And what an idiot you are, Karan. I went out in the evening and extra mad at myself. I was like, piece of shit, can't do anything, can't even cry, you loser. One of my friends saw me, he's like, Karan, what's wrong? I was like, dude, I've been trying to cry, I can't cry. He's like, why didn't you ask me? I'm a theater actor, I can cry anytime. See? I was like, can you teach me? He's like, of course. Come to my house next Friday. I'll teach you how to cry. Okay. Next Friday. Crying. 10 to 6. Can you do an event this Friday? Yeah, after 6 o'clock. Why not before? I'm crying. And how much do you cry? Why don't you shut the fuck up? Next Friday came, excited. Go to that guy's house. I was like, I'm ready to cry, man. He's like, this is how this will work. I am going to tell you a sad story from my life. And saying the story, I'm going to cry. And then because of empathy, you will also cry. And that day I learned that I am a horrible person. Because he's telling me the story. It's the funniest story I've ever heard in my life. He starts like, so my grandmom, okay? I was like, okay. She was 97, okay? Can you not do the breathing thing? Then she got cancer. Okay, oh, that's pretty rough, dude. Cancer at 97, that's... Then they cured her cancer. Where is the story going? Then outside she got hit by a car. Problem was, I wanted to do the inside. When instead, on my face, I did and then he kicked me in the balls and I cried. I don't know, man. There's all this stuff in society about how boys are not supposed to cry, men don't cry, real men have no dard. And I don't get it, because I think we're trying to hold on to an outdated idea of what being a man is. Because, I'm sorry, I have to wipe my face. This is a subtle cue we have. Oh, and my hair? I can't wipe my hair, dude. It's okay, the jig is up. They know you're there, Vipul. What do you have to do? Here's the thing, when you shoot on Michael Bay cameras, if you look slightly fuck all, you look extremely fuck all. So, is this continuity right? Where was I standing? Yeah. This is the position I was in? Thanks, bro. I love you too. What the fuck was I saying? There's all this stuff. There's a lot of stuff in society about how boys don't cry. I think you're trying to hold on to an outdated idea of masculinity. That's what I think. Because men are supposed to fight wars and kill animals. Now we just kind of hang out. I go for MMA class. You want to come? A lot of wrestling. No. Because as men, we feel manliest when we're helping women. Problem is, women don't need help with shit anymore. And it's really pissing me off. You know, I go to my kitchen and I close all the jars extra tight. So only I can open them. She comes, she's like, can you open this? I'm like, of course. I'm gonna take a nap. I don't know. There's something that makes all men think that we have a vigilante inside us. Every time guys read an article about some crime that happened, they're like, if I was there, none of this shit would have happened. Do you think you would have been there? Your friends in a conveniently situated nearby Scorpio with hockey sticks, like, is there any trouble? No trouble, guys, I got this. I will handle this with my tube light. And it's because Bollywood movies have told us that there will be a time in every man's life where some woman will be in trouble, you will get to save her, and then she will fall in love with you. This is what... Movies I watched when I was growing up had this one scene, this girl walking home from college with her books, and she's like... Oh no, street lights, I'll walk there. What is this? Murder Road, interesting name. That's when some rowdy comes and he starts pulling her books. He's like, no, rowdy bhaiya, please, I just got Xerox. No, please. I took my Xerox. That's when you happen to be passing by on your motorcycles, like, what's this? Is there some Izzat problems in the house? And you get off your bike with one foot because you're cool. And you're like, hey, Rowdy! Hut! Rowdy freaks out, he runs away. And you go up to the lady who's got one hair in front of her face. And you're like, shh, madam, shh. She's like, I'm not saying, no, come with me. It's like, where are we going? My house. Why? We're getting married. What do you thought? It's not. What is the moral? It's a horrible reason to do good things. Look, I had a chance to be a vigilante once in my life. It just didn't work out the way I thought. This happened in Bangalore, okay, a little while ago. I was 2 o'clock in the morning. I was riding my bike. I have an Activa, by the way. I know it's cool. You can calm down. It's white. Oh. I don't have any stickers on it like God's gift. No fear. Chinnu. I'm on my bike, 2 a.m., just blazing through the streets. Okay, it's 35, 36 kmph. People are like, yo, slow down. Like, then from the other side of the road, I heard someone saying, Oi! Ruk! And I'm so dumb. I was like, yes? That's like if you go on a hunting trip and you're hunting pigeons, you say, excuse me, pigeons are like, yes. Oh, you shot me. What a clever strategy, you're asking politely. Right, so I turned around, I saw 2 men on a bike. Guy in the front is wearing a mask. Guy at the back is swinging a sword. I looked and I was like, I guess I should not stop. So then I accelerated on my Activa. Hitting mind-blowing speeds of 39, 40, 41. Bro, how fast? They caught up with me in 2 seconds. Stopped the bike in front of mine. The guy was like, murder kar denge tera, murder kar denge tera. Aaj to murder ho gaya tera, murder kar denge tera, murder kar denge. Like, sir, you have not asked for anything. This is just a casual murder. You guys just murder people. What's the deal? And he was like, take out everything, give me everything. I was like, okay, this is the point where my friend should have come in a Scorpio. Or I should have shown him that amazing drop kick I've been practicing. Nope. I was like, of course. All this stuff is for you to steal. Please take it. Then something weird happened because the guy who was riding the bike turns out to be nice because he turns back and says, hey, listen, take out his money, but give him back the wallet. It's like, is this some good robber, bad robber strategy I don't know about? But the guy in the back is not even listening because he's going through my wallet. In my wallet, he finds a condom. And he starts making fun of me. He was like, Arey, aap to. I was like, you remember you're robbing me, right? And so condom is only in my wallet because I found it the day before that in a first aid kit. And I was like, what a funny thing to have in a first aid kit. No, like what injury? Can you? Oh, his arm is bleeding. Well, let's just put a condom on it. Better come here. Full body protection. And then took all my stuff and they went. But they left my Activa. I was like, you come back and take this bike. This is good enough to be robbed, sir. No, but they just left and they took my keys. So then I'm left with nothing except one Activa, 3 a.m., standing on the road. So I then have to push my Activa. By the way, only thing lamer than riding an Activa. Pushing one. To the police station. I get there. Now this happened in Bangalore. Language they speak in Bangalore, Kannada. My Kannada, not so hot. Language at this police station, none I was ever familiar with. Because I'm trying every language I know, it's not, the guy's not understanding. I was like, sir, I've just been robbed. And he's like, ha! Sir, I have just been mugged. Ha! Sir, my things were stolen. Ha! And nothing worked until I said, rabbery. Which is the word robbery. in a racist South Indian accent. Because I said robbery. He's like, robbery! Hey, why you didn't say before, man? Wasting my time talking about mugs. Then he was like, come, let's go back to the scene of the crime. I was like, this will be fun. Because we get to the scene of the crime, still don't have a common language. So then I am acting out what has just happened. I'm like, okay, sir, come tomorrow so we can identify criminals. Now this part was exciting because I have seen CSI Miami. I know how it works. They have a glass box, criminals are in height order. Not so at this police station, because I went there and they gave me 3 books labeled robbery, extortion, kidnapping. 2006, 2007, 2008. After which no crimes have taken place. Just those 3 years were bad after. And he was like, what did the suspect look like? I was like, sir, I don't remember. He was like, tell now. It's not a fucking romantic comedy. I'm not hiding it from you. Tell now. Okay, fine. And also, what did he look like? He looked like the sharp blade he was about to kill me with. I'm not going to stop the robbery, sir. Please stop 1 second. Okay, his brown eyes, black shirt, look of wanton desperation. So he's like, just try to find someone in these books. I'm like, fine. I'm going through these books. This is like Facebook for criminals, by the way. Everybody has like profile pic, name, crimes, accomplices. And my big game is I try to find people who know each other in the book. So I find like Mohan, commonly associates with Vijay. Alright. A couple of pages later, Vijay, known associates, Mohan. Oh my God. And what is that crime? Robbery of lonely walkers. Not people walking alone. Lonely. Now Mohan and Vijay get on a bike, they go around the streets of Bangalore. They find a group of people, they say, excuse me, you group of people, have you heard Boulevard of Broken Dreams? Give me a chain, lonely. More lonely walkers robbed. It's what we live for, Vijay. Thanks, Mohan. I didn't tell my parents about this. Look, if you're worried about something and you tell your parents, they will worry more than you about the same thing. So then you're consoling them, you're like, what is even happening? This is the primary reason it's difficult to talk to your parents, because you have to present them an alternate version of your life. When they ask you, beta kya ho raha hai? You're like, okay, let's take out drinking, let's take out partying, let's take out any relationships. So like, beta kya ho raha hai? Barish. Mostly rain. So I didn't tell my mom about, I didn't tell my parents that I got mugged, but an article came out in the newspaper. It said robbery, MG Road, Kanan Gill, robbed. Terrible tragedy. They didn't ask my profession. So they wrote, he's a software engineer. Because backpack, Activa, what else? He's a software engineer. Oh. So this article came out in the newspaper. Somebody uploaded it on the internet and my mom saw it. Then she called me and she was like, Karan, what is happening? I was like, Barish. She's like, shut up. I can't believe you didn't tell me. I was like, I'm sorry. She's like, you know, we can talk about some stuff, right? I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. She's like, are you okay? I was like, yes, I am. You sure? Yes. Are you in software again? No. What else is happening? Barish? Okay, beta, so this article that came out in the newspaper, I want to take a printout. How do you take a print? The only other person that concerned about me was my girlfriend, who was like, you must have trauma. I was like, no. She's like, no, you must. I can cure your trauma. I was like, okay, what should we do? She's like, we should really go on a trip. Okay. She's like, okay, yeah, okay. But I will plan the trip. She's like, yeah, that's fine. Found a place, romantic place, middle of the forest. No pakka roads, no electricity, no cell phone reception. Okay, no activities, no clubhouse, no pool. Just the place. And we go there, and she's like, wow, what a lovely place. I love this place. I was like, what's the view like? She's like, there is a cow. I was like, don't worry, we don't have to cross. Should I close the windows, mosquitoes? No, just take this neem boost. So she's like, Anand, what do you want to do now? I was like, why don't you decide? She said, okay, you want to go to the pool? No pool. You go to the spa? There's no spa. Should we go for a walk? No, there are snakes. She's like, okay, so what should we do? I was like, well, here's a metal documentary. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the show. Thank you guys so much. You've been amazing. Please give yourselves a round of applause. And thank you so much. Okay, do one more story I'll tell you. This is an earlier story. I used to do a lot of comedy here in Bombay. I used to live in Bangalore that time. And I had to come from Bangalore to Bombay a lot. Now, I didn't have any money, so I had to take a bus. The bus I used to travel by was called, I swear, GP Travels, name of the bus. But it was spelled G-E-E-P-E-E. Travels. Like the first bit of short form, I'm like, this might be too short. People say group travels, unless we add vowels. And on the bus it says recognized by the Indian government. Wow. I don't know what value this has for a bus. The bus is going, the government is like, I think that's a bus. Very well recognized. Come on. Thank you. Got some haldi food. Now bus travel is hard because before you get on the bus you have to have a conversation with your stomach. Because you have to be like, listen bro, I know we don't always get along, but do not let me down. Because no one wants to be the person who makes the bus stop for them alone. No one wants to be that person. Because first you have to do your walk of shame from the back of the bus. Like, excuse me, what's Can you move your child? Thank you. You get up to the front of the bus, and you want to be cool, you don't want anyone to know, so you whisper, you're like, Bhaiya, bathroom jana hai. Bus driver, not savvy with your plans, he's like, there's no bathroom here. Latrine. Sandas, which one? He's like, Acha, number one, number two, just focus on the bus. And you get on the bus, and as a guy, there is one more obstacle. Because you are on a two-way highway. So which way do you face? Who gets to see the family jewels? Oncoming traffic? Or do you face a forest where there is a cow? Not like this. Not like this. Women don't have this problem because they get off the bus with 8 other girls and do this formation from the movie 300. No one can see. But if you can't hold it in, the bus will stop every 100 kilometers or so at a place called Something Sagar. Is the name of this place. Now, here they have an Indian-style toilet. And all of you are smart, you know how Indian-style toilets work. I'll still explain. It's basically a hole in the ground. You shit inside it. See, now this is the part most people get wrong. Because when I go to a bathroom, I don't want to see failed attempts. I want to see people who nailed it, who have aim and accuracy both. Because sometimes you just walk into the bathroom and you're like, what happened here? Why is there stuff on the walls? Do I have to solve this? Are these puzzle pieces? Oh, numbers. So you shit inside it. And you pull a flash, it disappears. And no one knows you were ever there. But in Something Sagar, in his child toilet, no running water. So there if you shit, it stays. Like a Hershey's Kiss chocolate, it remains. Oh, that's not the worst part. Worst part, someone comes after you, they have to go on top of that. So by the end of the day, you have like this Kasata ice cream of different colors and textures, gradually rising in height, a piece of badam. And you have to navigate around it when you go with one foot on either wall, like Jet Li. You're just like, core muscle, score. I believe in me. I was traveling with a friend once. She came out of the bathroom and she was crying. Now this only happens to women. I can say conclusively. Because as a man, I can enter every bathroom with complete confidence. Whatever is inside, I can pee on it. Walk inside, dead body, no problem, let's go. But girls are always asking the girl who just came out before them, excuse me, is it clean? Is it, I can't go if it's not clean, is it clean? It's clean, right? It's clean? It's clean? It's clean. The girl's coming out is like, it used to be. So my friend came out of the bathroom and she's crying, and I asked her what happened, and she's like, I dropped my phone. Yeah, and then she looks at me like I'm supposed to handle this somehow. And she's like, I dropped my phone, can I? Okay, Kanan, wanted to help women so badly. This is your shot, man. I was like, okay, step aside. Walked into the bathroom to see the biggest Kasata I had ever seen in my life with a BlackBerry on top. No, the phone. Looking at this thing at eye level, it spoke to me. It was like, good evening. I have been here for many years. Hot! That's my time, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great night. You guys have been fantastic. This was the special. The special is over.